And at the end, you see Doris, which is the other character. She's ended up a different place. She's exploring a different part of the Driftwoods, having a different experience, and that is the experience that the game takes on. If you one slide left, yes. And Doris, she is, just to recap, she's not really right. She's a bit distraught, but also she's completely lost. And she was just following David into the Driftwoods, and now she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't really know where she's going, and that's kind of very confusing, weird thing. But she also have some relationship to the Gargants, and a completely different relationship. So we made a small game slice, also again part of a bigger picture, very small little thing, and that focuses on, first of all, showing the relationship between Doris and the Gargants, which is way different, but also and mainly focusing on immersing the player into Doris's narrative. Doris is like mentally disturbed, and you as a player, you can just sit back, you can look at the screen, you know where you're going, you know where you are, everything makes kind of sense. It's very extremely weird to get the player, extremely hard to get the player into that spot. So we've been trying to use a lot of things to tell this feeling. It's not a story, it's the place that we want to immerse the player into. Using gameplay, we don't want to put in cutscenes and animation. We don't want to use text, and we don't want to tell the story with all sort of things. We want to tell it through gameplay, so that the player experience it and have the same feeling. And to do that, we use a lot of tricks and different things to actually cheat the player. So everything is not as you expect. It's kind of unexpected, and it's we're kind of messing with the player's mind. Yes. So let's show the game. Okay. First of all, it's a side scroller. That means that you can basically walk right and left and jump, and then you can do actions like shooting and other things. Very normal gameplay, but the whole thing is 3D, and I will get more into the asset thing later. And yeah, lots of game people. You can't get through that one. You need to find something to stand on. Let's try and do that. So you can't get this one over that thing, so you have to do something else. And this is where it turns weird. You jump down, you don't really know what you're doing, you kind of just go for the only option, you don't really know where you're going. And you jump down, and then suddenly you're back. It doesn't really make sense. You are a confused, disturbed girl, you as a player. It's very difficult to get this experience when you just watch a video, but that's kind of the experience we want to create when you play it. But there's still a logic to the whole world, it just doesn't necessarily make sense to you. So if we drop this thing down here, it will fall down just behind you, and it's there, and it doesn't make sense. But you don't know where you're going. You are confused and a bit disturbed. But there's a logic to things, so you proceed. And what's happening here is the same thing. Now it's something it's difficult to see, but you kind of explore it and shoot and jump around, and you notice it when you play the game, because otherwise you cannot proceed. But the thing is here that those two purple-shaped rocks are actually the exact same thing, just being repeated. And that's doesn't make a lot of sense, but the thing is we want to really confuse the player. So it's actually repeating itself, and you will figure that out, and you need to figure that out to make sense of the world. What? Yes. Okay, so Doris also meets those Gargants, those creatures, emotional, weird creatures who just does whatever they feel like. But she has a different relationship. While David had a very close relationship with Maggie, just kind of magnitude doing the same emotions and things, Doris can kind of affect a lot of Gargants in different ways using her emotions. But as a player, there's not an emotion controller into the game. So it's shown by the things that you do in the game. Like you can be calm, or you can be angry, like shooting and attacking and doing different things. And that will affect the Gargants near you. In this example, just a single one. So you can see now, you're calm, you kind of, something needs to happen. But if you be angry, then he will be more angry. And he will kind of just charge destroying things, do whatever. But he can destroy things way bigger than you, because he's a lot bigger than you, so it's like it's expanding and projecting your emotions onto him, so he can destroy things bigger than you. And what's happening? The next thing here is you meet a small Gargan, very similar to the ones you actually see in the animation shop. Here it's very difficult to show this in a video, but you get here and you know that you need some like this pumpkin in here to get further because you need it to stand on somewhere else. Like that's kind of your goal in this thing. So in this case, you need to use some different emotions to affect this Gargan, because yeah, we can just play it and see. He will just chase you away if you're being angry, but you have different emotions such as being nice, and calm. Calm is a better word.